Good evening, one and all. No good evening? No response? Good evening. What an energetic and eventful week. 5 ecstasy days for all tech wizards who have come together to solve 5 key problems. I'm Vidya Iyer and closely working with Vish, CEO's office. Having joined recently, it has been an overwhelming and humbling experience to have worked with with super energetic team. Okay, so ever since this movie has come, The Surgical Strike, this is the go-to line for all the events, right? I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So to bring the Josh out, I'm also going to do the same thing. Okay? How's the Josh? Damn, that's low. That's not high. Okay. How's the Josh? I'll not announce the winners. Once again, how's the Josh? That was okay. But because we have to start, that was still okay, not too good, but we'll start. I take this moment to thank all our partners in the massive hackathon. I would request Mr. Christopher Raj, CEO, Senior Vice President Forge Ford, to please come forward and welcome the gathering.
Good evening. That's all for my song. What is this? Such a low. Okay, once Einstein was traveling with an Indian guy. And since it's a long journey, Einstein said, let's play a game. So Einstein said, I'll ask you a question. If you don't answer it, you give me $5. And you ask me a question. If I don't answer it, I'll give you $250, $500. So the first question Einstein asked, Indian guy was very excited. Einstein asked, what's the distance between Earth and the moon? So the Indian guy went like this, like this, like this. He took $5 and gave. Then it was the chance of the Indian guy, right? So he asked, what is that goes up the hill with 3 legs and comes down with 4 legs? So this Einstein was like trying all his best to recall all his research. Finally he said, I don't know. Okay, so $500 he gave. Then Einstein told him, before I ask you the next question, I want to know what went up with 3 legs and came down with 4 legs. This fellow just took $5 and gave it to him. So that's the smartness of all of us, is it not? Give yourself a round of applause for that big smartness that you guys have. Okay, so I'm feeling very nervous in front of all you smart guys. Yeah, welcome. So, good evening once again, and a short welcome note. So, first of all, I welcome Mr. Shankar Vanavarar, MD Forge, the fabulous jury members we had. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. And we have with us Dr. Pratyog, Additional Director, Innovation AICT. And we have extremely committed experts and mentors who charged up the young minds. I welcome you. Then, of course, the guiding lights, the faculty mentors of the colleges. I welcome you all. Then, of course, the awesome students. I big welcome to you all. So I just went back myself by at least 35 years after I came here. So that was a spirit I really enjoyed. So welcome you guys. And then we have some special invitees. We have Mr. Shallamuttu from Ashok Leonard, Head of HR. Mr. Velumani, Divisional Manager HR. And of course, we have press and media friends here, out here. I welcome you. And last but not the least, who is it? Wonderful Team Forge. Welcome you all. So I can with this all this positive energy I've got, I can keep welcoming you all evening. So I'll stop here and then hand over this to this beautiful area. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. There are multiple key stakeholders who have come together to make this event as grandeur as possible. The event would not have been a success without these key stakeholders. Now it's time to felicitate all concerned who have been a pillar to our success today. Now it's time to felicitate our grand jury and all the colleges that have come from miles for this hackathon. I would invite Mr. Shankar Vanavarayar, I'm so sorry, and Mr. Vish Sahasranamam to please come and felicitate. I would request Mr. Pawan Kumar, Senior Director, Resolute AI, to please come forward. Guys, please. Mr. Pratik Madhav, CEO, ATF Labs. Dr. Neeta Trivedi, Founder and CEO, InfoQ. Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, Head Prosthesis and Orthotics, Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay National Institute for Persons with Physical Disabilities. Mr. Christopher K. Raj, Senior Vice President, CEO, Forge Ford. Will now felicitate all the colleges they have come. Vellar College of Engineering and Technology. CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, Maharashtra. Pratyusha Institute of Technology and Management, Tamil Nadu. Shri Sivasubramania Nadar College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu. All India Shivaji Memorial Society College of Engineering, Pune, Maharashtra. Yashwantrao Chavan Engineering College, Maharashtra. Oxford College of Engineering, Karnataka. Institute of Technology, Uttarakhand. Loyola ICAM College of Engineering and Technology, Tamil Nadu. Shri Vidyaniketan Engineering College, Andhra Pradesh. Pavai Engineering College, Tamil Nadu. SSM Institute of Engineering and Technology, Tamil Nadu. All India Institute of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, Maharashtra. MIT Art, Design and Technology, University, Maharashtra. MGM's Jawaharlal Nehru College of Engineering, Maharashtra. Jyoti Engineering College, Kerala. The North Cap University, Haryana. Shri Shankaracharya Technical Campus, Chhattisgarh. Shri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology, Tamil Nadu. KCG College of Technology, Tamil Nadu. I was just gonna say only Tamil Nadu is making noise. St. Joseph College of Engineering and Technology, Karnataka. Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering, Maharashtra. And lastly, Bannari Amman Institute of Technology, Tamil Nadu. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vish. Thank you, Shankar. 5 days of hackathon. What an eventful day. Let's have a quick recap for the ones who were not here and for the ones for you all to just see how it was. Can we have the highlight, please? All right, so we will do this after an interesting session. So we are moving to an important session. Listening to our stakeholders, as Jeff Bezos says, focusing on the stakeholders makes a company more resilient. In order to make this hackathon more resilient in the upcoming years and to know about the experience, I would now invite Mr. Vish Sahasranamam, co-founder and CEO Forge, for a moderated interaction facilitation with innovators, educators, and jury members. Please put your hands together for Vish.
Yeah, that was a very long introduction to what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to get all of you to talk, and I get paid in that process. So 5 days, a lot of excitement. I'm sure a lot of learning. People have come from student innovators have come from far and wide. When Shankar and I we started Forge 7.5 years ago, it was very obvious to us both that the biggest impact that we can possibly make is the longest term impact, right? And which means we're really talking not only about the startups we incubated yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but we have to talk about the aspiring innovators, the ambitious entrepreneurs of the future. And I'm very sure that each one of you, having had a taste of what Forge has to offer for the last 5 days and more, when you do want to take your idea to the next level in terms of it becoming a product, it becoming a startup, it becoming a business, I'm sure this umbilical cord will bring you back to Forge Factory. And that gives us a lot of hope that we've seeded the innovators, the startups, and the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. During the jury deliberations, excellent, diverse backgrounds that the jury members came from. We had 12, we had 11, we had 12 jury members, and all of them, collectively said one thing, which is that we've seen what potential lies in the students of today, right? And Shankar, and many others. Of course, Shankar did not do a technical degree, but I did one, and for the kind of exposure we had, and I'm possibly referring to many. I mean, possibly Pratik and many others. I'm collectively representing here. If we had the kind of exposure, we had very less exposure. We didn't have this kind of opportunities. We didn't have these platforms. Not that I would have made most out of it, but maybe I would given it a shot. But if we turned out decent, just imagine what you guys can do, right? And that actually gives us a lot of hope, and which is why we keep doing this no matter what it takes, right? 2 years we did 2018, 2019. Due to COVID, we had to stop it for 2 years. We're back again, bigger, better, and bolder. And we will always believe in the human potential, right? The Forge was looking at changing in India's innovation economy in irreversible ways. And we do it with 4 factors, right? We impact 4 factors to make that impact to India's innovation economy. One is talent. It's basically you people, right? The second is technology, which is you give technology in the hands of talented innovators, entrepreneurs, innovation will happen. That's the third pillar. And the fourth is entrepreneurship ventures, right? So we've seeded all of those 4 factors in each one of you, and that gives me and my team immense pride and immense satisfaction. Now, what I wanted to do is to get some views and some voices from the students, the educators who have accompanied these students, and I'm told uh, each one of these educators stayed awake for as long as the teams stayed awake. They shared the same rooms, they ate in the same place. They really became more friends and peers than educators and teachers. And I'm sure that itself is a big transformation in the relationship that is needed between a student and a teacher. And I'm extremely proud of all of the faculties who've come here, the educators who've come here from and all of you have, of course, sacrificed time out of your own personal lives from with your families, and you've come so far, and that's very exciting for us to see. So firstly, many congratulations and our sincere gratitude to all of those educators who've taken the effort to do this. It really is very special, right? So I think you can pat yourselves on your back. So would be good to hear from some of these student innovators. Maybe we'll have two of them. If randomly, if you want to just stand up and maybe in a less than a minute, if you can just share what this really meant for you, right? I think that would go a long way. It could be feedback, it could be excitement, it could be complaints. Yes, my boss is in the house, so be a little careful. But no matter what, I think you should speak what comes to your mind. So who wants to go first? Student innovators. Okay, we have somebody here.
I am very happy to be here. I really don't know how the industry works, how the innovations takes place. I like frog in the well in my college, and I don't know how to work in a team. After coming here and seeing all these people and working like there is no level, priorities of levels of working here. All are friends, and Forge has give me a excellent support for innovating my project. And initially, I didn't have a proper ideology how to develop. In these 5 years, I have been working on my project like past 1 year, and I didn't have any clarity over that. After coming over here, in just 2 days, I got exact idea how to make my prototype into actual working product, and I will really thankful for the mentors who take their time like half an hour, and some mentors like 1.5 hours with me and told what are the lags and user experience that lacking in my project, and they innovated that, and I took their inputs and developed in just 3 days, and I have final working prototype now. I'm really thankful for Forge taking a Smart in a Hackathon as a nodal center for it.
Very good. No, that's very exciting. Thank you. Now, let's just do some sort of show of hands just to collect some some facts and some data points. Now, how many of you, there are 24 teams in the room, how many of you actually want to make a product and a startup out of your project? Okay, there are cameras all around, right? I even have your Aadhaar number, right? So, all right, now some hands have gone down. Okay. No, so it's good. So it's good to see this, right? It's good to see the excitement that you're really looking at. And, some of the jury members, I mean, this is not the first time we're doing it. At best, what you've achieved out of these 5 days, where you stand today, at best, it's a functional prototype. It's a proof of concept, right? You've got to move this into a usable prototype. It's by itself a big jump that you'll have to make, and then you'll have to go from there to making it a production-ready design, which you can probably manufacture in at least smaller volumes, if not larger volumes, and then you have to build a business around it, right? So maybe any one of you who has a clear path about the next steps that you want to take from here going forward. One of you student innovators, if you want to just stand up and say what that path looks like. I'd really like to hear what you think about your own roadmap. Who wants to go? Okay? All right.
So now we have a proof of concept product with us. But then I have certain questions like I ask myself, am I eligible or am I fit for going to the next level to bring this product out? I have so many questions that if taken into a product, will my product go into reach, and all those questions. And only when two hands joins, you will be able to listen the sound. So you have to have a very good team in that. So in those kind of stuffs, like how do you manage things? And we are in a age of 22 and 23, and we don't know much of things that like
You're
that.
already 22, 23?
I mean, everyone, like considering everyone.
Did you drop a year in between?
So I have so many questions regarding this. Like,
Sure. No, it's good to have a lot of questions. I think that curiosity really helps. There's only one way to know, is to walk the path, right? And all you need is just some amount of courage, and maybe a few hands together can make that journey look a lot less risky, a lot less challenging, and maybe a lot more easier. So you have to take this forward, right? And there are mechanisms that we have in Forge. We have a curriculum integrated program through which we accredit student innovations. So you actually do one full semester, you get some 24 to maybe 30 credits. So as long as your institution is willing to partner with us, you guys can come back, very soon and make use of that, right? So that's one thing which I want to leave with each of you. Think about it, and there are formal ways in which we can connect with your institution wherever it is, and we can make that work. So that's good to know. All right, I'll have one more person who really has already figured it out in terms of, hey, you know what? I am going to make a startup out of it, right? I'm possibly already raising funds. I already have angel investors, including your father, your parents, right? Any one such student innovator who really has already figured things out. One of you. No? Are you being a little worried if you will let your secrets out? No, don't bother. No, you. All right, okay. All right, so think about it. So now I'll just cut over to the educators, right? And so the question for the educators that I'd like to understand is, again, one of you, if you can stand up and actually tell us from your own experience what these 5 days meant. Did you guys discover something about yourself that you didn't know existed before these 5 days? Did you see some facet of yourself as a technical educator that you didn't know existed? Was there some self-discovery that happened? Any one of you? Quickly, in a minute. Educators. They speak non-stop for 90 minutes. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we have one person. Yeah, your mic is working, please.
Good evening, one and all present here. This is Manoj from IIT. What I have discovered is I didn't see such more potential in our college institute with the students. They are completely changed when coming to the environment. Voluntarily, they do much more work what I have not assigned to them, and they make me as a student, and they order me to some work. And they also, I am delighted to how these ideas are created to them. I'm not able to imagine in my classroom. They simply didn't answer a simple questions, but here now they code by means of by their own experience they get, and voluntarily they go and weld some of the materials. Voluntarily they code. And it is a surprise for me, from my student, and also for me.
So you were surprised
Yes,
what
sir.
your students can do.
Yes, sir. Another one is already attended Hackware by Snyder, sir. What the complete strength and the complete jaws from the Forge is much more up to the sky like that. I told, okay, because
Say those things. My boss is watching. Yeah, say those things.
maybe it is useful for you also, sir. Okay. Thank you for your opportunity.
No,
Sir.
most
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. Any one other educator, quick experience? Now that we have a start, I'm sure others are feeling that it's doable.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as getting experienced here in this environment is concerned, this is the second time for me to be a part of a big hackathon, 5-day hackathon. I've been into Rajasthan a couple of years back before COVID kicked. I think this is a great place compared to the one which I attended in the previous time, in the sense that I think the whole community of Forge really pushed us, the educators as well as the student innovators, to really focus on what they want to do. And by seeing the people from Forge and seeing them actively going here and there and interacting with the innovators and making them work, making them realize their potential, that is something unique here. in this 5 days, that's what I learned. Even though all the students have their own potentials, uh, most of them won't, realize that. Here, I find my students, they realize that here. I think without the support of the community force, I doubt whether they would have done that. Whether if they had gone to some other, nodal centers, I have no idea whether they would have realized their potential to the fullest and made this work possible. So I think I really appreciate that effort from the Forge, all the people from Forge, right from the smallest or the youngest person in Forge to top CEO, probably.
Not the
Yeah.
oldest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate that effort, sir. So
No, no,
that's the same learning I heard in this, for
Yeah.
the past 5 days.
No, very nice. No, thank you for saying that. But what I really like to tell you is of course, with all the humility that I can muster, this is absolutely copy pastable, right? It's not rocket science. We're very happy to open source everything that we have, except that you got to find ways to clone Mira and Chris and Deep Sundar, and you got to find that. But I'm sure there are people out there that you can readily train, you can build the capacity, and you can replicate everything that we're doing here. It doesn't take a lot of money. It can be done in a very frugal manner. So anyway, so all of that blueprint, all of those codified knowledge and capabilities are very much available. Again, for those educators who are really interested, take it back to your own college management and let them know that there are things like this that are very, very financially viable, right? It obviously won't buy us Audi cars, but it really can be done in a very sustainable and a very scalable manner, right? All right. So now I'm going to cut over to our jury members, and maybe I'll start with Prateek. I'm not sure how many of you registered this, but Prateek is the co-founder and CEO of Assist Tech Foundation, a foundation exclusively set up for promoting, catalyzing assistive technologies, disability technologies. Call it a fund, call it an incubator, call it an accelerator. It really is a combination of everything put together. So, question to you, Prateek, and your thoughts on this is: you've seen the crop that was harvested today, right? Still very early days. I said most of them are at best functional prototypes. You did tell me a few ideas about how we can take them forward. So, what's your next steps that you see, from this cohort? Over to you.
Well, thank you, Vish. I have to tell you what amazing experiences I've had listening to all of you guys. Uh, I was telling Vish what I saw today with 12 teams. Some of the startups in our portfolio, the stuff which you did in 5 days, some of them have been working for months and years. They haven't cracked it. So kudos to all of you guys uh, to be able to do so much. And while I think you guys clap for yourself, which definitely you deserve all of it, I think we should all clap for Forge team to be able to provide you all the support which you needed, without which I don't think you would have been able to bring out those solutions. Um, I think today what we saw was art of possible, Wish, right? I don't think when we got together, you meant to bring out solutions which are commercially ready and all that, right? I think what we were trying to do today and in last 5 days was art of possible, and I think probably we have been able to together do more than that. Where do you go from here? We don't want to be country of pilots, not aviation pilots, people who tinker around with stuff and leave it there and join other companies, right? We want to be people who believe in the ideas, who believe in the solutions which we built, who believe in the technology making brilliant difference in the lives of people with disabilities and pursue your dreams, isn't it? How many of you would like to do that? How many of you guys believe in the solutions you built yourself in last 5 days? Okay, lot of hands. I'm saved. Wish you are saved as well.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, the whole ROI of the event wasn't good. But no, I mean, where I was going with this is today we have so much excitement in assistive technology, disability tech space that I can't tell you. And I entered in this space probably 10 years back, and I was potentially alone in the journey with few of the organizations like Microsoft and Google and Mindtree working on it. But I have to tell you today, there are so many phenomenal people, people with disabilities, government who are supporting you, and a lot of investors, because at some point you guys, if you are pursuing your dreams, would need investment to grow your companies as well. But we are all there to help. If you believe in your dreams, we'll provide all the ecosystem. And I think Forge has done excellent job in the defense tech and other places. I don't think they would shy away in giving you support if you want to pursue your dreams. And hence, good luck to you. I mean, we as ATF, I get an, I was telling Vish that I live a very colorful life in the sense that in ATF work with 400 startups who are focused on disability. And I have to tell you, if 5 years back, even you asked me, how many startups, I would have counted few. I'm happy to, in the jury round, when we were talking to some of you guys, I promise that I will introduce you to all those founders and CEOs of the company who are in your space. So I'm happy to make those introductions and extend all the support to you guys. But I think today is exciting because if 10 years later we look back, we would really probably remember this hackathon, and we would have made difference in life of those 80 to 90 million people with disabilities in India. And I'm sure you guys know, and you've done your research, we're talking about 15% of people of the world's population with some of the other kind of disabilities. Guys, we are talking about 1 billion people on earth who live with some of the kind of disabilities, which is also in a way 1 in 7 of us has some disability. Isn't it that a really a large market? So I think what you're trying to do today is really significant, and we are there to help all of you to pursue your dreams. Thank you so much.
Thanks. No, thank you, Prateek. I'm just going to take you back in time to the inaugural. If you all can recall, we had Maya Srikumar, Vice President HR Cognizant, as our chief guest. And as Meera was welcoming the team from Cognizant, she said Maya, and then there was a round of applause. And then she said the other lady, Preetha Shrija, and she said so she said Maya is vice president, head of learning and development, and Shrija is head of recruitment. The applause was louder. Right? All right. The joke is this, right? It's very tempting for you to take up jobs, take a placement. I'm sure some of you might even have financial burdens that you will have to fulfill, and that's only doable if you get a salaried job after your graduation. But it really is worthwhile to pursue entrepreneurship, especially when you've come this far, right? So take that idea forward. The recruiters in these big companies are all going to be eyeing, and you now become the toast of your own towns. They're all going to be chasing every car, every craft is going to land, and all the nets will be cast to hire you into the explosive growth that the tech sector or the IT sector is going to see. But you got to really ask yourselves the question, if not now, then when, right? So I really hope you take that courage, and if you've just found that courage to believe in yourself to get this far, you really have the ability to go even further and farther. And I leave it at that. Once again, it's our job to do this, right? And we're not going to stop or do it any differently or any less. We enjoy doing it, and what really will keep us excited even more is to actually hear back from each one of you in terms of how you're taking this journey forward. I truly hope, and I said this at the inaugural. This 1 week is very special, not only for Forge, for Coimbatore in general, because, Shankar, this 1 week, we get more people to visit Coimbatore, not because of Isha, not because of shooting in Pollachi, not because of honeymooning in Ooty, but because Forge, right? So, so, so we want you to come back, and hopefully we will engage in a much longer journey to help you, move an orbit shifted, levels higher. So the very best wishes, many congratulations. All of you are winners for having come this far. I'm sure the announcements will be made. But beyond the winners, beyond the prize winners, everyone has doors, windows, heck, even roofs open in Forge. So please come back, right? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vish, and thank you all for your valuable feedback. We are thankful that you had a wonderful time here. Now, let's have a quick recap. Here we go. Thank you so much. Can we have the lights on? We'll send you the video of winners announcement later. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in this fast-paced competitive world we live today, the demand for continuous innovation and sustainable entrepreneurship has been momentous. Ashok Leyland, Forge, and KCT are collaboratively offering a 2-year full-time MTech MTM program from the academic year 2022-23. The program is designed and delivered to send engineers with capabilities to lead industrial digital transformation in factories or build product innovations for the future factories. I would request Mr. Sellamuthu, Head HR, Ashok Leyland, Mr. Velumani, Divisional Manager HR, Ashok Leyland, to please come forward. I would request Mr. Christopher Raj from Forge Fort, Dr. Lakshmi Meera, Vice President Forge Academy, to please come forward. And Mr. Vish Sahasranamam and Mr. Shankar Vanavarayar, they're already here. Oh, no. And I would request Dr. Saravanan, Principal KCT, to please come forward. And Mr. Munyasamy Hero. So we are exchanging the MOU here. So can we please give all of them a huge round of applause? I would request Mr. Sellamuthu, Head HR, Ashok Leyland, to please come and address the gathering.
Good evening. Voice is very low. See, the problem is when we have to make a noise, we don't make noise. Okay. I'm really proud to be standing in front of you before this young mind and entrepreneurs and Forge. I never really thought that the Forge would be like so much. You know what happened? I come from an industry, traditional industry, where the hierarchical is the norm. I just saw one striking thing is the culture of this Forge, the freedom. Actually, the innovation breeds in an absolutely free environment. The fear is the first enemy of innovation. The hierarchy is the first impediment for innovation. I don't see a bit of hierarchy here, even between Sri Vish and Shankar and Crystal. Christopher told a story of Einstein. He was just talking about Einstein and Indian. I also have a story to tell about Einstein that happened between Einstein and his driver. Most of you must be knowing this, but still, I have a pleasure of narrating that story in front of you. Actually, in those days, there's no mobile internet, nothing like that. So Einstein used to address a lot of gatherings, especially scientific conferences, seminars, and all those things. And his driver used to drive him to wherever the venue is. See, in one day, what happened? He was to address a scientific conference about theory of relativity and whatever it is, and this is a conversation between his driver and Einstein on the way to his venue. Is driver asked, "Sir, what is that you are going to talk new on the? I have listened to you. In all the conferences, you are talking only the same thing on the. What is the great thing?" And whatever you are speaking in so far on the, I have listened, and I picked up all the things whatever you talked on the, I can talk much better than you also. So Einstein also was very magnanimous enough. Okay, see, nobody knows who is the driver, who is Einstein, those days. Okay, let's change the role, and you be the Einstein and I will be the driver. So the driver went on to stage and he spoke extremely well and it's better than Einstein on the. There are a lot of credits to him. So what happened? Everything went on well, but there are always in a seminar and a conference there used to be a question and answer session. That's where the devil is out. So most of the people started asking questions, and his driver was able to manage to a certain extent, and beyond a limit, he was not able to manage. But he was very smart enough because he is a driver of Einstein. No, 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 no. All these silly questions, my driver can answer better than me. So, and Einstein also magnanimous, he stood up and answered this. See, the story is, although it's very interesting, but the two things is the freedom that is given by Einstein. That's what I'm trying to. So, unless you have a freedom, that's unfortunately are lacking in India. All best brain goes to America and Europe. They do the innovation. And we were talking about before come to this way back 15 years or 25 years back when engineering colleges started. The purpose of education to stop educating people. That's it. And it was left to student to find to mend their ways. And then came the campus hiring, and because of IT, and so the college responsibility was extended to find jobs for students. Now we have gone much beyond that. Now we are here to promote entrepreneurship. That's what India is hardly at value requires at this point in time. And making difference in human being is that to positive impact is a wonderful thing. And that to making a difference in a person with a disability is wonderful. And I think, and you will have these benefit of this birth if you make a good positive impact on a person with a disability. That's a noble cause. Any innovation coupled with the social cause, that's a good thing to reach in the society. I just have a small thing. 18 nodal centers. I was just going through the literature given by Meera. 18 nodal centers and 15 problem statements and hundreds of young minds that worked. For me, it's a new thing. It's a new thing and it's eye opener. And the theme of promoting innovation and startups. Startups are in number of. Recently, there is a news which carried about around 200 unicorns. The unicorn means $1 billion US dollar. That's called unicorn. Bangalore being the capital of unicorns, almost 145 unicorns. It goes like this. And recently, Niti Ayog has released a list of which state is topping the innovation. Fortunately, Karnataka was number one, and Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu, of course. I just trying to draw a parallel between the students who participate from these states and the Niti Ayog released which state is in the top 5 in terms of innovation. Almost there is a correlation between all from 5 states people have started, and that's what I think it's a reflection of a stark reality. And coming back to Ashok Leyland, we just signed a MOU, and in a way, we are not in a big way in promoting innovations. Of course, we are a commercial organization where innovation happens inside, but those innovations sharing with academy it's not happened. We take my team Belumani, and he really pushed to have a partnership with the Forge in terms of sponsoring student for post graduation, and we take a pride to be part of this innovation journey. In although it's a small way, but we take a lot of pride. So the next thing when it comes to innovation, I'm not sounding so what a negativism here. So the innovation versus commercials. The commercial, see, it's a world of business. The innovation, a lot of young minds, the brain who had done the best innovations, but unfortunately, or it fails because of the commercial reasons. Nothing works like an idea whose time has come. Although the internet was somewhere, it was talked in 1960s, but its time has come only in the 1990s. So the idea has to come, ideas whose time has to come. And I think, in my opinion, whatever the ideas you guys have, now the right time is right, and a lot of fertile ground. The money is not a dearth. Today, the money is available in plenty. Only what you need to have an idea that is to be presented in a professional way, or within a commercial soundings. So, I will not take much time because listening to is very difficult. I know that I don't have a passion to listen to more than 10 minutes, but fortunately, all the speakers were wonderful speakers. I really enjoyed Wish talk, and I'm going to listen to Mr. Sankar's talk. Uh, and the second thing is, I am personally proud to be able to relate with myself. So far, all the startups have happened in IoT, softwares, IT, and ITS. First time it is coming in the hardware. And coming from an engineering industry where the hardware really matters, producing truck, bus, and all those things, and innovation in hardware, I think is nothing more I can ask from this team. And it's a wonderful thing, and we would like to, if at all we have a benefit of this your innovation, and would like to incorporate in our industries. And we have a lot of innovation teams working inside, but of course, as I said from beginning of this my talk, and we don't share with academics, and now we will have an opportunity to share with you guys. uh, Last but not least, the one thing last I read it, this I just I don't get his name. He spoke Madras Management Association recently. It was wonderful speech. He said on the failure is not part of the sorry, failure is a part of the success. The failures are experimental. In the process of success, failures do happen, and we learn from the failures. Please mind it, failure is not opposite of success, it's a part of success. And with this small message, and thank you one and all here, and thank you so much for the opportunities given to us to make my company to talk about you, and personally my friend and the HR team of Ashok Leyland. And thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Vish. Thank you, Mr. Sankar sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Selamuthu. Now, let us now move on to the next part of the agenda, presidential address. I know I fumbled introducing him earlier. There are two reasons for that. One, yes, the name is a bit difficult. And two, it is always difficult to introduce great personalities. You can't really justify all that they do in a few lines. I would now request Mr. Shankar Vanavarayar, Managing Director, Forge, Vice Chairman, CII, Tamil Nadu, President, Kumaraguru Group of Institutions, to deliver his presidential address. Please give a huge round of applause to him.
There are two kinds of slots that you should never speak at. One is after lunch, and one is before prices are being announced. Because one you sleep, and one you just hope this guy finishes. I'm fully cognizant of that. I'm in that second slot, and also the fact that you haven't slept very well. Not that this generation other ways also sleeps well, but at least this was doing something productive. Wonderful to be here. Wonderful to be here for many reasons. One, as Vish said, so many of you coming to Coimbatore, standing here and listening to names of institutions that one relates to and one has never heard of. But that's the same feeling what somebody like us in Coimbatore, when we go to other places, we sometimes are told that we are from Timbuktu. We are from nowhere. And I think what is very important in what I'm trying to convey is the fact that innovation in India has to happen in real India. It cannot happen in the metros of India. It cannot happen in some ivory portals which can naturally do world-class stuff. The aspect that I'm very proud is the fact that you're all here in Coimbatore, which is truly, in most ways or many ways, a city built on innovation, on the fact that people engineered, reverse engineered, forward thought, and visioned a certain ecosystem which was not naturally acclimatized to this. So we don't have a big river, we don't have mineral strength, we are not a port, and naturally we don't have many other strengths. We were a sort of a simple town with the British said in 1912, not fit for further enhancement. The Gazette of 1912 says, not fit for further enhancement because it did not have natural strengths, it did not have water, did not have. And then the engineering even more started. Electricity came, water was brought in, and all through engineering and innovation. And that time, innovation was a word that was not used like today. I think it's natural that many of you are here in this city and wish that come back to Forge and anytime the sky is open. I'd also say that hopefully many of you will make, while Bangalore will remain the startup capital for many other reasons. But I think cities like Pune, Coimbatore, and many other around the country will become cities where true engineering, true innovation, true industry. And I don't say Bangalore does not have true industry, but I'm saying real hardcore stuff shall happen. And many of you young people, I want to congratulate because I'm very happy such an event is happening almost in an educational campus where we are not celebrating and cheering for packages, but for products. Today, in a world where only question that you, your future mother-in-law, and your mother and the mother's best friend ask are always what package, right? And that's the only thing which matters. Not that what you want to do, what dream you have, what aspiration you have. In that ecosystem, for so many of you to come for a few days and work for, what people would have loved to listen is the words saying Google, saying electronics, saying biosciences and all that. But here, when you read Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, and somebody, the speaker before me spoke also, I think truly this nation in its 75th year to see at least this room full of young people talk about real issues. When this country in the last 3 years during the pandemic, of course, watched limitless Netflix and Amazon Prime, but we also limitlessly invested in startups which were aiming and spending about a few thousand crores each to see how groceries and your pizza will get delivered 3 to 6 minutes faster. Nothing wrong. I like my pizza faster too. But these are not necessarily the biggest problems this nation and the world has. These are the problems that we have. Gandhiji said, if we forget our villages, if we forget animals, if we forget disadvantaged people, we are not a nation that is worth speaking about. And today to have young people, but do it in a very gamified way. Nobody's wearing khadi, there is no Vaishnava Janato, this is a high charged environment. To be very honest, our freedom movement founders very much created this sort of an ecosystem. They were innovative, they were very different, they used technology, they communicated well to the planet, and they brought the imagination of the people. To catch you young people and get you to think about realities itself is amazing. I want to appreciate you, even though you're a gamified, this is a gamified event where many of you feel that you have done something and you will achieve something. I want to appreciate and congratulate that you worked on real problems, and the satisfaction of which, believe me, in the next 5 years and 10 years, you will feel like Avengers of a very different nature. Society celebrates one kind of Avengers now, but the real Avengers are different, right? In a long 5 decade, 3 decade, you will see true impact, true social impact. I want to appreciate and actually acknowledge the fact that you've done phenomenal work. I was talking to Vish and some others, and the kind of work that happens, and that, to be honest, where I have a day job in an educational institution, I'm not surprised. You give a group of young people real problems, respect, and freedom, they will excel phenomenally well. Correct? You just have to create the right ambience for it. Correct? Otherwise, naturally, you can spend 4 hours on Instagram and 3 hours on Snapchat and 2 hours on something else. So I think this has engineered that possibility. I think we should greatly appreciate the various ministries, the government, and the sponsors, and various other people who have worked on this for successively for many years. This has become the largest movement, I think, in the country, which has changed. Because otherwise, we see gaming events where hundreds of people are sitting with this computers and sort of doing something very exciting. We've seen, of course, IPL, we've seen other things, but this has almost got that imagination in this room, and we've seen it successively grow. And I really think we should thank the ecosystems which have made it possible. I also want to talk, because there are other educators, and wish tried prodding people to talk about this, right? A little. I think we as educators, and some of us who work in educational institutions, we had become departments of, and I'm nothing against geography, philosophy, poetry. Engineering had become all about history, poetry, philosophy of the idea and all that, nothing about doing. This is celebrating doing. And my famous example that I always quote is when you saw cookbooks, say 30 years ago, everybody gave you ingredients first, the preparation second, and finally about the dish. And today, this generation, the first thing you got to show them is this fantastic hunger worth dish of a picture first, right? Then you tell them about hunger and how tasty and fantastic it is. Like my father says, I don't understand this generation. How does food look good? Food can only taste good, right? So we are an Instagram reeled generation, which also means things have to be changed, and education has to realize this. Even though fundamentals are extremely important, I'm dead certain that all these young people will go look at those first year, second year books all the more now, rather than we lecturing them saying, oh, how important fundamentals of everything is. Now you've shown them the opportunities of what engineering is. Now learning is impossible that they cannot resist. They will have to be continuously learning. So I think as educators, we should really learn from this experience. And I think the government is sort of setting out, and the companies are setting out saying, hey, we got to do this different, right? So that, I think, is a big, big takeaway that we have to keep in mind. Now, since I also said I won't speak long, but I just want to finish one or two things. I think it's very important here, me standing as I was introduced as CII also, Confederation of Indian Industry, and this is not NASCOM, right? This is a Confederation of Indian Industry which has engineering industries largely, even though it represents all kinds of industries, but largely engineering manufacturing companies, right? So this is not the coolest place to work. Some people call it blue collar, some people call it other things, but I must tell you that the future of this country cannot be rested on a few services alone. It's very important. The new India will have to ace in services, otherwise we don't matter in the world. But China got where it got not through Alibaba alone, right? It did not get where it got only through such things. We have to remember, we have to be a Germany to the world, which means hardcore engineering, hardcore doing, making, and designing matters. And please be inspired out of this and go back. And I know this is like what can I say, like an incubator where you are in a certain rhythm for 4 days. Now it's very easy to lose. This is like the first day of the year, you pay a gym and then you forget it after 1 week. Now please make sure that the Forge gym experience of trying to work out your mind and body to making things should last forever. And sadly, this trip takes 10 years or 15 years to prove yourself. And somebody like this will know the fact that, or Mr. Selamuthu will know the fact that this is hard, right? But the satisfaction of getting. The Jaipur foot manufacturing person, I'm sure, did not see success overnight. Took many, many years to see, but to see and imagine that hundreds and lakhs of people are walking because of that one product, right? The polio vaccine, which cured the planet of a certain disease, I'm sure did not come through a hackathon. So remember, this journey is going to be long and hard, but just remember, if you can do it for 4 days, and if this is the energy, maybe you can hack it faster. Let's also not forget the COVID vaccine was engineered in about 15 months. Things are very different today. So I also want to wish you and say, on behalf of industry, people will want the best, and I'm assuming the best in this room. But the best also has to prepare themselves, right? So these are simple, nice parties of innovation and technologies thrown at you. Build on it, but get ready for a lifelong journey. Believe me, The next millennium is in our hand. The next century is certainly India's in search. But it only will happen if your generation makes that. Everybody talks about the 25 years and India towards 100. I don't know, many of us sitting in sort of the first few rows, I don't know what India at 100 is going to mean for us in body, form, and shape and mind. But we 100% know India at 100 for all of you is your country, which will be at top of the world, which will be amongst the top 3 economies, which will be very different, which you have started engineering. Go back proud that you're part of that India. But also remember, keep remembering that this is not going to quickly end. This journey has to start. Industry is waiting, friends. Industry is waiting for people like you. There's no doubt about it. The right guy, the right girl always has a fantastic opportunity. Present yourselves well. Like you today, you remembered that engineering is very important, prototyping is very important, presentation is very important. To be eager, to be there, aware, and inspired is very important. All these things come together. Work on it. And another thing, I heard one of the young participants say, I never worked, I was a frog in the well, and I worked in a team. This is the strength of what your generation can do. You can network almost with anybody, take almost any problem, and find a solution. Keep doing this all along. I want to wish you and say that let this be a start. Prizes do matter, winning does matter, but like sport, you got to remember it is just the joy of playing, joy of running, joy of participating. I want to wish that joy, and make sure that hackathons will you don't have to wait for these hackathons to get reminded of your possibilities. Find problems always. CK Prahlad, the management guru, said the greatest innovation India gave the world is what Gandhiji used 2 words, Purna Swaraj. Till that, nobody imagined that through Ahimsa and some other things, right? You don't know how innovation can come very differently. I'm sure you can do this very well. Once again, in this fantastic year of 75th year of our freedom, feel very proud that you did something so meaningful where some of these people with disabilities will never know who was part of this innovation. Maybe their lives will become better through engineering and technology. Once again, technology for good, technology for the planet should be the mantra for the future, not only for ease of living and such of those things. Best wishes, and I also want to appreciate all the people who sort of got this done. I'm sure this was not easy or new for educators, because we are always teaching games, watching games, but to be playing the game, I'm sure was a different fun. I also want to wish all of you, like myself, that we should play this game a lot more. Otherwise, they will not play along. I think that's important to the jury and everybody involved from the Team Forge, which I see a lot of great t-shirts. Looks like I should have worn one too. I want to say that we are very proud of the fact that Coimbatore, we can do this. We can only tell the Prime Minister and the various departments that maybe Coimbatore is the place where the biggest thing should happen in the future for innovation and technology. Once again, thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, Shankar. Now, let us move on to the most important phase. The reason why we all have gathered today, to find out the winners. Abhi bhi no josh. I thought there will be a lot of noise. Okay. So again, to the go-to line of, how's the Josh? I'm not announcing the winners. Don't let me down in front of my boss, yeah? Come on. How's the Josh? I know. Nonetheless, okay, so we don't just have the winners, we also have special mentions whom jury have recommended Forge to support with innovation fellowship and incubation, and Forge will contact them soon. So I would request Mr. Vish Sahasranamam, I would like him to come and announce the winners. We're going to have, so please come here.
Okay. Sure. Before that, how many of you envy me? How many of you are envious of me for the boss I have? Give it up to Shankar Vanavrayar, please. By the way, we all owe him congratulations. He just had twins very recently. All right. So, okay. So for the first problem statement, IoT-based solution for recording and storing metrics of normal and orthotic leg for analysis by orthotist. All right. Okay. It's over. Uh, the winner is, any guesses? Yeah, Team Zeolite. Shankar, if you can join us.
I would request Mr. Shankar Vanavarayar to please come forward.
Yeah, I'll just join.
Can I give them a huge round of applause? Which we also have.
Where is it? Special mention for? All right, so we also have a special mention for this problem statement. That's Team Early Rises. And Team IoT-based OG Analyzer. So what this means, what special mention means is that you don't get, a cash prize now, but then again, doors, windows, roofs open in Forge for you to come back and make a startup out of it. So we really hope you come back. Yeah, all the best. Right, we'll move on to the next problem statement. The problem statement is development of software for AAC for persons with different disabilities. Yeah. All right. So the winner is Team Drushti. All right, so we also have some special mentions here. Talking Fingers. Team Talking Fingers, please stand up. I think I can let the cat out of the bag. It was a very close photo finish, right? I think Pratik's heart sank for a bit, and then he woke up when he realized that it's such a close, call, right? But so again, you guys have done something phenomenally well. It's not a question of Sonia yet so far. I think you really have to look at the next steps. All the best, guys. All right, next one. The third problem statement. Smart knee actuator cushion using pressure sensitive material. And the winning team, Team Actuators. Shankar, if you will join us. All the best. So this is the team that interacted with the Prime Minister. So we all keep our jobs. All right. So problem statement number 4. Is there special mentions? All right, sorry, I missed that. Yeah, so cyborg droids. Number 2, what is that? Okay. Well done. Many congratulations. All right, moving on to the next problem statement. Do we have it? Okay. All right. So it's development of easy operating systems for persons with locomotor disability, and the winning team is Team PowerX. Congratulations, Team PowerX. Do we have special mentions? Yeah, so we have Team Audax. I hope I pronounced it right. And yeah, there you go, Team Audax. And we have Team Mercury. All right, good. Best wishes to you guys. All right, so we'll move to the 5th problem statement. Again, this is a paragraph, so just bear with me. So using depth sensors or computer vision in prosthetic lower extremity exoskeleton appliance to alert or adjust gait. Can I have some water, please? All right. Someone cracked it. Yeah. I mean, you know what? The person who wrote the problem statement should be given an award, right? But anyway, I'm sure it really matters. It really is a significant problem that we have to solve. So good job done by all the teams. So we have the winner. The winner is Team Innovative Hackers. I just have one suggestion for Team Innovative Hackers. Take a little more time to name your team. But anyway, kidding. Do we have special mentions? No. All right. We don't have any special mentions for that problem statement. So once again, we have the leaderboard. We have the winning teams. So can I have one round of applause? So once again, many congratulations. I may not come back, so I'll do this very important thing. One thing I never do is thank my team, but always tell how immensely proud I am. We're about 55 strong. Most things in India is measured by the number of people. It's not a joke at all. But I think we're possibly India's largest incubator by the number of employees, right? So. And the next time you're here, we possibly will be double this strength. So we'll be 100 plus. We'll be scoring a century sometime this year. So that's more reason why you have to come back to Forge. All right, I'll leave it at that. All the best. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, Vish. Now I'm sure the Josh is back. No duty is paramount than returning our gratitude. I would like to request Meera to please come and express how thankful we are for making this event successful to all the dignitaries, students, and Team Forge here.
A very good evening to all. Congratulations to all the winners. I'm sure You're super excited now, and now is the most difficult job to do. They were at least waiting to hear all of you. Now they are in the mood to celebrate. But before I let you go ahead, I think it's very, very important to express our gratitude to each one who helped all of us have this great event here and provide us this platform. I would like to start with none other than Ministry of Education, AICTE, and the Institute Innovation Council. We have Dr. Pratyog here representing the team. My sincere gratitude and thanks to each one of them. If not for that consistent effort that they had taken all through these years to ensure that this program scales across the nation. Today, it's one of the world's largest hackathon, happening in 75 places at the same time, solving hundreds of problems by thousands of students. And we just are a part of the grand finale, but the journey starts with millions of students starting to innovate in their own campuses, going through multiple rounds of selection process to bring us this 24 team and giving us all a tough time to select the winners today. So first, my sincere gratitude and the effort that specifically the Institute Innovation Cell, it's a small team of people who are running the heart of this engine, sitting out of New Delhi and traveling across to each center to ensure everything from your arrival to your departure is managed very well. So I thank each one of your team, the leadership at MIC, AICTE, and Ministry of Education. Most very important to the success of these hackathons are the partners who had given the problem statements. I had been fortunate to be a part of the SIHH team from 2018, and I know how difficult it was to convince each ministry, each corporate to participate actively, to provide a problem statement and provide the prize money. It's just the problem statement and the prize money the partners provide. But I know the effort and the difficulty that they had in getting this done over the last 5 years. And my special gratitude to Ministry of Social Justice, the Department of Empowerment of People with Disabilities. And as a representative from the ministry, we have Dr. Rajneesh Kumar Sharma here. So thank you, sir. I'm sure you will take that. And the enthusiasm that he had, and he said, it's not just the 5 team. I mean, we had to really help him, convince him saying we have only one prize. He really wanted to see all the 24 teams take your solutions forward. And by the way, he is the person who wrote all those tough problem statements for you, right? So thank you for being here, and I'm sure with your support and as you had discussed with us, we are very happy to partner with the Department of Empowerment of People with Disabilities and your institution to ensure that the students who are willing to come back and interested to take this forward with the prize money or without the prize money, I'm sure we will be happy to do that. So thank you for being here and bringing a lot of energy to this room. My special thanks and congratulations to all the college management who had for sure supported you through this journey, right? It wouldn't have been possible if the colleges allowed you to conduct your internal hackathons, provide you the extra support that you need to ideate, to build your prototype, to demonstrate your solution, to provide you the extra hours to work with your faculty members and utilize these labs to bring you here. So my special gratitude to the management of all the 24 institutions who are participating here. And in that order, I think educators, we have faculty members, and this year it's 2 members, it's not just one. We have 2 faculty members from each institution. My special gratitude to you for coming out of your comfort zone. Some of you being, I saw many of you working more hours than your own students in the lab building the solution. Some of you who were a more of a motivation, a support, and were providing the safety required for them to travel all the way to be here. And I heard a lot of faculty members who had personal challenges, who wanted other supports so that they can be here and they can accommodate and participate with the students. So my special gratitude for being and such an energetic team of faculty members who worked along with the students the day and the night to make it happen for them. And I'm sure, like many of you, relished your experience. I wish you all come back soon and we continue to do this great work again. The most important of what we saw in the last 5 days, I'm sure the students and the faculty members would agree, is around 35 to 40 mentors and experts who were here with you to provide their inputs. A specific gratitude to Kumar Sachidanandam, who's one of our mentor who agreed to be here. Yeah. He had left, but I will certainly convey this love to him for all the 5 days. Agreed to be here and be a great pillar of support to all of you and my team for this 5-day event. We also had sponsors and partners who made this happen. We had MICE, the Medical Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship Lab from JJ Hospital, Mumbai, who connected on day one to provide the user and help the student do the customer discovery and the understand the habits and preferences of their users through an online virtual meeting. So my special gratitude to the coordinators and the doctors from MICE Lab who took out 2 to 3 hours online to interact with the students. My special gratitude to ARC Solutions, our sponsors for this program, EdNex, who supported us with the PCB printing, and their engineers during the event. And of course, the Agartha music team from KCT. I'm sure you saw the thunder, which stalled the highlights video more than anything else. So thanks to the team from the music club of KCT who made it a great evening for us. Last but not the least, most importantly, the young students here. I just, when I heard the food story that Shankar sir was talking about, I really just remembered, we call it effectuation, right? You don't cook with a menu in hand. You cook with the resources you have in your fridge, right? You really effectuated the solutions. That's nothing but being entrepreneurs. And you demonstrated that in the last 5 days. You were very entrepreneurial. If you think, do you have it in you? It takes only so much. Did you come up with a recipe, buy the the requirements and then build what you have? Or did you go with what you had, took the inputs from the mentors when you went about doing this? You changed your course over the 5 days. You really cooked a very interesting recipe over the last 5 days. I think that's being effectual, and that clearly shows each one, the entrepreneur in each one of you. And I just wish that you realize that spark that got lighted here today, so that you can take this forward further and feel very confident that it's just in you. You don't need your team, you don't need your friends, your college, your professors. It's just the spark in you that would light up the whole world around you, and they will come and support you like you got all the support you wanted in the last 5 days. So my special thanks to all of you for making this happen. And like on the day one, when I said, come out of your comfort zone and discover, I was very happy to see a lot of you work all night. A lot of you go back to yoga sessions in the morning and join the meditation classes in the campus. It was very interesting to see that you came out of your comfort zone, and my special gratitude and congratulations to all of you. So the grand jury member, it was just a 2 weeks notice program that we got when we had to organize this program. It was just a 2 weeks that we know how many of you are going to land up here, what is the problem statements we are going to work on, what kind of procurement that we will have to do, and what kind of experts and mentors we need to bring. Within this short notice that we reached out to friends, friends of friends, our networks connects from all over the country and even abroad. My special thanks to Inglis and Mr. Ravi Narayanan for also mentoring you online on the odd hours from the US, which was very convenient for them, and expressing their interest to support you further on this journey. My job becomes very easy because my boss does 80% of it. Right? So he had actually done most of that by expressing his gratitude to all of my team members. I would but take the step forward to invite my colleagues who had actually put the show for all of us together. Can we do that? Okay. So let us bring the team. I don't know if you know their names, what they do here, but I would like to bring in the team here for you to meet them and give them a good round of applause. And your applause is your, if you have had a great time here, it's this individuals who made it happen. So I really wanted to invite each one of them here. I would like to first invite Hema. I would like to invite Deep Sundar, Deepak, Ram Kumar, Atish, Ilakya, Yogesh, Guna, Abhishek, Ashok, Shruti, Hari, Sriram and Sriram, Dinesh, Arun, Dinesh and Dinesh. Sanjalin, Akash, Mitali, Aindri, Guru, Sweta, Adil, Vimal, Ritin, Sundaresh, Karthi, Praveen, Tom, Lakshman, Upasna, Gayatri, Abhishek, I did call. Abhishek, Sarvesh, Sarvesh, Satish, Prabha, Vimal, Nitin, Colonel, Sarathi. I also invite all the interns. Please don't test my memory power. I'm extremely sorry. I request all my Proto-SAM graduates who have interned for this program. Satish, Girish. Upasna, Gayatri are here. Okay. Did I call all the names? You are the host. And yes, Ashwati. I forgot. And Atira. Atira and Ashwati were two names I wanted to call. Atira, Ashwati. Hiran, if you are here, please join. All the interns can join. Of course, Vidya. And அதுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு டயலாக் சொல்லி கூப்பிடுவாங்கல்ல. This is a new team that joined us very recently, but we're very happy that all of you also gave us a great opportunity to come together, to work together post-pandemic, because most of us were working, many of them are located in different places of our offices today. So it gave us all an opportunity to bring all of us here, and it wouldn't have been possible if not for the leadership in the team who made this possible. They just said, get it done. Nothing else matter. Bring everybody, land everything in this place, and get the best world class that we can give to our participants here. So let us give a big round of applause for Vish, Chris, and of course, our Managing Director, Shankar Vanavarayan, to join us. I request Arvind Aryan, our Vice President, to also join us. Did I call everybody? Did I call everybody? Did I miss the most important person in the team?
Yes, you did. You've called everybody, you've thanked everyone. I would like to thank Meera. She's worked really hard to make this a grand success. Can you please give a huge round of applause for her?
Thank you. With special thanks to and a lot of gratitude to all of you who have come here, traveled miles to make this happen. I would just leave this with the last words. You saw certain results up there, and we said you have funds and grants. I give you a special entry. All of you have my number in the WhatsApp group, right? The message I gets the call from SIHH, right? The team that can send me a WhatsApp message that you are looking for a grant, a fund, a support, a connect to take this journey forward, right? That's your that's that's I would call the wild card entry that you can get into Forge in spite of whatever the results goes. So all of you have the chance still open. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mira. First, I thought she's giving her phone when she said, "You all can call me." So I was just gonna jump and grab the phone. Yeah. Okay, so now I would request everyone to please stand up for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना